We're now going to head into our next celebration. Now in Sweden, all of the good celebrations take place on the eve before. So Christmas Eve, Midsummer's Eve, and May Day is no exception. This takes place on April the 30th and is called Valborgmässoafton, or Walpurgis Night. And in order to celebrate this, everyone goes out into the fields and they light huge, great fires, and there is lots of singing, and there is lots of drinking, and there is lots of dancing. This harks back to a time when all of the animals had been kept inside for the winter and they were about to be let out into the fields. But first of all, they had to make sure that the fields were free of any creatures, predators, trolls, witches, scary things. Now, I would like to take you to the village of Hårga, and they are in the middle of their Valborgmässoafton celebrations, and there is lots of singing, there is lots of dancing, and there is most definitely lots of drinking. Hej, lust du lite dansa, vi som andra. Hej, lust du lite dansa, vi som andra. Alla tagar vi i ring, alla dansar vi i kring. Alla tagar vi i ring, alla dansar vi i kring. Eller stå upp och hälla. Hej, lust du lite dansa, vi som andra. Hej, lust du lite dansa, vi som andra. Alla tagar vi i ring, alla dansar vi i kring. Alla tagar vi i ring, alla dansar vi i kring. Eller stå upp och hälla. Hey, fun we have a dancing, we with others. Hey, fun we have a dancing, we with others. Everyone we make a ring, everyone we dance around. Everyone we make a ring, everyone we dance around. Or we stand pouring out drinks. Hey, fun we have a dancing, we with others. Hey, fun we have a dancing, we with others. Everyone we make a ring, everyone we dance around. Everyone we make a ring, everyone we dance around. Or we stand pouring out drinks. Celebrating the May festivities of Valborgmässoafton. The huge great fire sending its flames and sparks high up into the night sky. Now it was approaching midnight, and the young people of the village had all gathered together in the great barn for a dance. And suddenly the music stopped, and in walked a new musician. This musician had a big black floppy hat on his head, underneath which could be seen a pair of bright red burning eyes. This musician put his knuckle harper up under his arm, and he started to play a new tune that nobody had ever heard before. one by one, gradually, the young people of the village all started to dance to this new tune. But they found that once they'd started, they couldn't stop. On and on they danced throughout the night, until as the day began to dawn, the musician began to lead the dancers out of the barn in one long line and down the street. And as the church bells began to ring for early morning service, the musician and the dancers all disappeared. Only one little girl was left to tell the tale. She couldn't walk, and so she couldn't dance, and she was left lying on the dance floor trying to warn the people, do not dance to this musician. But nobody had listened. Only she had noticed his cloven hooves and realised it was in fact the devil. But nobody had paid any attention to her in the middle of the wildest dance that they'd ever been to. Legend has it that the devil had led them all up to the top of Hårga mountain, where they had danced round and round in a huge circle until only their skeletons had remained and their skulls had bounced around on the ground. In fact, they say you can still see this mark in the ground, and if you are brave enough to go out on a cloudless, moonlit night to the top, you can still hear the music that the devil played for the young people of Hårga that night.